Daniel Gunhands, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Bullets. I got 99 problems, but finding bullets ain't one. I should probably just quit while I'm ahead or behind. Whatever. Guns Akimbo is a movie starring Daniel Radcliffe and Samara Weaving, directed by Jason Lee Howden, and it tells the story of Miles Harris, played by Radcliffe, who is a video game developer who inadvertently becomes involved in a real-life video game himself when he is knocked unconscious, has guns surgically bolted to his hands, and becomes the next participant in a life and death match that is instantly streamed online called Schism, not to be confused with X-Men Schism. And while he may be good at running from the problems of his life, he's gonna find a difficult time running away from Nyx, played by Samara Weaving, who has been tasked to hunt and kill him. As I was watching this movie, this entire premise, I was just like, this reminds me of that episode called White Bear in Black Mirror, and I'm not gonna really give spoilers for that episode just in case you haven't seen it, but basically the synopsis for that episode is a woman wakes up unconscious with no memory of her life, and when she's trying to get help to talk to people to find out what's going on, nobody around her would speak to her, and they're all recording her on their cell phones. And essentially that's what I was thinking about this whole time while watching this movie. Now, if you haven't seen that episode of Black Mirror, or hell, if you haven't seen Black Mirror, period, do yourself a favor and go watch Black Mirror because it is awesome. But yeah, while that episode was meant to be taken seriously because it's more of a sci-fi thriller, Guns Akimbo was definitely not supposed to be taken seriously. It was an action comedy at best, and you were meant to have a lot of fun while watching it, like playing a video game. And so I'm here to report that I had a lot of fun watching Guns Akimbo. Like, I remember seeing the trailer for this movie last year and waiting to see this movie in theaters, but it never really came out in theaters, at least not in my neighborhood. And so I completely forgot about the movie. And while browsing Amazon Prime the other day, I happened to see it and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this movie. And I say this all the time. What are the things that I love in my fantasy? Blood, sex, gore, and magic. And although this movie did not really have any magic in it, it had everything else, and I was here for it, and I enjoyed this movie. Like, when someone watches a movie like this, when you think about the premise of people watching other people murder each other online for fun, in the back of your mind you would think, oh well, something like that wouldn't happen in real life. But then you think back to history, and there's a reason that human beings at one point enjoyed watching people murder each other in the Roman Colosseums, and also why in today's world people love following sites like TMZ and watching the downfall of celebrities, because truth of the matter is, human beings are fucked up animals. And sometimes when you even call us out for being such depraved fucks, we get defensive and start attacking you even though we're in the wrong. Like, for example, this isn't really a spoiler for the plot of the movie, but there's this one moment in the movie where Daniel Radcliffe, who's being filmed fighting for his life, looks into the camera and says, what is wrong with you people? Why do you find enjoyment for this? And then some people in the audience was like, who is this dude? Screw this guy. Who is he to tell us what to do? And truth of the matter is, I was like, that is the internet in and of itself. That's basically Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, just the entire internet right there. The internet is definitely a digital schism. Now, this movie was only an hour and a half, and so with that, it doesn't take that long to get right into the plot. And I gotta say, Daniel Radcliffe has really been taking on some very interesting roles since leaving Harry Potter. And you can definitely see that he's trying his hardest to get away from that Harry Potter archetype. And I mean, I'm here for it. What I liked about this movie is the fact that it took a semi-realistic approach to this man who is essentially a video game developer and a pacifist and a vegan. When you think about a lot of other movies where you have a character that has guns bolted to their hands, most other movies will have him automatically go out and start shooting people because technically you have no choice. But the thing that I liked in this movie is, because he's such a pacifist, the reason he's a vegan is because he doesn't want to participate in the slaughtering of animals. He's trying to run. He's even though he doesn't have a choice with these guns bolted to his hands, he's not trying to shoot anybody, even though his life is on the line. And even though this movie is based in the real world, and of course, just like with all movies, you definitely have to suspend your disbelief to a certain extent, because if you have guns surgically bolted to your hands, like Daniel Radcliffe's character should have been in way more pain than he was throughout the movie, and to the point that his hands should have been functionally inert. Like, he shouldn't even be able to squeeze the trigger. But once you let that go, you enjoy the comedic moments. But once you let that go, that's where you get a lot of the comedy in the fact that you have this guy with guns bolted to his hands. So the things that normally we take for granted, like being able to eat or go to the bathroom or something as simple as opening the door, he can't do in this movie. And of course, this movie definitely leaned into certain tropes, and it was a little predictable because, of course, you know, by the end, he realizes that he has no choice but to do the thing that he abhors. It's not like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Aang suddenly found a Deus Ex Machina and learned how to energy bend all of a sudden out of the blue from a lion turtle. No, he had to eventually use his guns. And once that started and the gun action started in that last act, the movie became even more enjoyable with the action. And the action throughout the movie, even outside of the gun action, was very enjoyable. And this movie was very stylistic in its approach, and it kind of reminded me of those old Adam West Batman movies where you saw like the pow and the slap and all the sound effects pop up on the screen. Also, this is the third property that I've seen Samara Weaving in, and I'm really liking her as an actor. Like, she is incredibly versatile. Like, I love her in every role that I've seen her in so far, which was Ready or Not the first time, Hollywood, that's on Netflix, and now Guns Akimbo. But yeah, overall, I had a really fun ride with Guns Akimbo. I enjoyed it, and they certainly left this movie open for a sequel, and I would definitely be here to check out a sequel for Guns Akimbo. And so I would say for me, Guns Akimbo is a solid hit, and I would recommend that you check it out on Amazon Prime. So the question is, have you guys seen Guns Akimbo? If you haven't seen it, are you interested in checking it out? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up button and like this video to really help out the channel. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. What the hell was that voice? I don't know. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time.